Hello, you are watching Wednesday edition of News Mongolia. Today is July 6th. For our top stories. 2023-2024 announced as the years to visit Mongolia. Updates on Russian Foreign Minister Sergey Lavrov's visit to Mongolia. Darkhan-uul province will cooperate with European cities. For other news, stay tuned. On Tuesday, July 5th, the government of Mongolia held an irregular cabinet meeting, during which the decision regarding 2023 to 2024, the year to visit Mongolia, and other current issues were discussed.
After the cabinet meeting, the Minister of Environment and Tourism Batyrden held a press briefing and provided updates on government issues. One important decision was to declare years 2023 to 2024 as the years to visit Mongolia. In connection with this, preparations will be made to receive 1 million tourists, and according to the ministry, it will be included in the government's program. Due to the post-pandemic situation, there is a need to increase the number of tourists. It is also necessary to introduce Mongolia to the world, noted the minister. Therefore, the Ministry of Education and Culture is officially introducing a unified electronic platform as part of promoting Mongolia to foreign visitors. The Minister of Finance, Darkhan-uul, informed that the information circulating on social media and other media outlets that Mongolia is planning to take a large loan from China is false. He noted that in 2016-2017, the government's foreign debt reached crisis levels. Since then, the government of Mongolia is paying attention to external debt management, the debt risk, and improving its credit rating.
The Russian Foreign Minister Sergey Lavrov met with leaders in Mongolia on Tuesday during a trip to Asia. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Mongolia held official talks with Sergey Lavrov, who also paid a courtesy call to the Prime Minister of Mongolia, Oyun, and President Hursukhna.
The foreign ministers expressed their commitments to further strengthening bilateral relations and cooperation. They discussed the implementation of the projects agreed upon during the visit of Mongolian President Hursukhna to the Russian Federation last year, assessed the current state of relations, and exchanged views on future cooperation, high-level reciprocal visits, and major events and projects. In this context, the foreign ministers underlined the necessity to stimulate trade and economic cooperation, advance the joint projects, and pay attention to the implementation of documents signed by both sides. Emphasizing the need to intensify the issue of establishing the China-Mongolia-Russia economic corridor, Foreign Minister Batyrden noted that the construction project on the natural gas pipeline connecting Russia and China through the territory of Mongolia is progressing according to schedule. She also presented the projects being undertaken within the scope of the project to build railroads in the western and eastern regions of Mongolia. Moreover, the foreign ministers of both countries discussed in details the measures to intensify the activities of the Ulaanbaatar Railway Joint Stock Company, advance the joint projects in the fields of energy and agriculture, and determine ways to overcome the problems that have recently arisen in the trade sectors of the two countries. There were no details of any specific discussions about the Ukraine war, while emphasizing strong bilateral relations. During his trip to Asia, Lavrov is to meet on Wednesday with Vietnamese leaders including Foreign Minister Bui Thanh Son, Prime Minister Pham Minh Chinh, and Communist Party General Secretary Nguyen Phu Trong.
As part of the Sustainable Cities Partnership Program, an initial experience exchange discussion was organized in Darkhan-uul province. During the discussion, local authorities of southeastern Euro countries shared their experiences.
Darkhan-uul province has a population of over 100,000 people. According to research, this number may reach 140,000 by 2050. Therefore, the authorities exchanged experiences within the framework of creating an eco-green environment, producing Schengen products, and becoming a city that meets international standards. I think that in this forum we will see the possibility of development of Darkhan-uul province. In this way, in October and November, representatives of each branch will visit Europe to exchange experiences. I'm sure it will be very effective. The city of Rijeka is the leader in Croatia in terms of e-development. It is possible to introduce the experience of our city's digital transition to Darkhan's public transport services and urban development. In the future, Darkhan province indicated that it will rely on its vocational schools to train personnel and increase production. Darkhan province small and medium-sized enterprises and large-scale businesses in their respective fields are open for cooperation with these countries. For example, when we visited an factory yesterday, we discussed that there is an opportunity to improve production together with representatives from Turkey. On this occasion, it was emphasized that Darkhan province will implement many projects and programs in the field of social technology to empower civil servants in cooperation with European cities and the Brain School of the University of Agriculture.
Now let's take a look at the currency exchange rates provided by Mongol Bank. Our next story. In summer, the traditional Mongolian Naadam Festival becomes the largest fashion event as well. A new style of the traditional Mongolian costume, dil, will be unveiled this year. Today we're highlighting a new design approach which includes Mongolian script on its textile. The Tumuntar company has been looking for a new approach to make the traditional costume with another innovative touch. Their latest innovation is a textile which is printed with the traditional Mongolian script. The company also carried out a study among 1,000 children and introduced their kids' fashion line with elements of the Mongolian traditional shirt.
We have produced traditional shirts. For children's shirt, we always use white and light-colored textile. It's because white textile requires a smaller amount of chemical called formaldehyde. One should avoid low-quality textile as much as possible due to its high concentration of this chemical. It has the potential to affect health of the wearer in the long run.
Mongolia canceled the public celebration of the Naadam Festival over past 2 years during the pandemic. This year, the grand celebration is coming back and fashion companies are working on their new fashion lines based on the traditional costume. In the case of Tumuntar, the company produced around 1,000 fashion products with 100 different styles for the upcoming Naadam Festival. They aim to evolve the Mongolian dil into a classic item that never will go out of style and usage. One of their product highlights is the tuto coat that is inspired by the Mongolian dil. The lower part can be separated and one can wear it as a short outdoor jacket. They even made a coat that can be turned into a sleeping bag. The company's latest innovation used in a traditional costume has been gaining positive feedback from customers. Now let's take a look at our regular feature on sports. This year's festival is special in many ways as it marks the 100th anniversary of the People's Revolution. Also this year, the new law on Naadam Festival was approved. Wrestlers from different countries will be allowed to wrestle. More than 25 wrestlers from 4 countries, Tuvá, Kalmykia, Buryatia, and Inner Mongolia, are expected to come and compete.
The organizing committee of the Naadam Festival made an announcement on Monday that for the first time it will allow foreign wrestlers to compete at the National Naadam Festival. Currently 15 wrestlers from Tuvá, 4 from Kalmykia and Buryatia, and 2 from Inner Mongolia have submitted their applications. Many wrestlers from Inner Mongolia would like to wrestle, but it is impossible to come and compete because of border restrictions due to the pandemic. In the newly approved law, there is a provision that any person's participation in the festival will be decided without discrimination. Ayas Mongush, the famous champion of Tuvá, is the most noteworthy among the foreign wrestlers. At the age of 49, he has won 17 national championships and won twice in the Amateur Sumo World Championship. Tuvá wrestlers have been coming to Mongolia for training since the beginning. Specifically, the Lion of Tuvá fought in the challenge of the Sitten Ochur Carousel Festival and managed to wrestle in the Uvs Lake Arena. Currently, it is clear that Jarundalov from Inner Mongolia and Sakhan Imiev, the champion of this year's Freeman's Games from Kalmykia, will compete. Before 2022, foreign wrestlers and athletes were not allowed to participate in the National Naadam Festival.
Here comes the weather forecast for the world's major cities. This is it for today. Thank you for staying with us. We'll see you tomorrow with more news updates. Have a nice evening. Goodbye.